So yeah, today I just wanted to do a little bit of a get to know me. So welcome back. My name is Diamond if you're new here. And if you're not new here, thanks y'all for subscribing and kicking it with me again today. So I think some main stuff just to get out of the way is that I am a wife, a mama. I have four siblings. I am blessed to have my mama and my daddy around, and my lovely stepmommy. I come from a blended family. And it's really interesting too because my husband and I both come from like blended families, sort of, if you will. So it's really interesting that we have very similar upbringing and childhood, to be honest with you. I grew up in the Bay Area, Oakland, California to be exact. Yes, Oakland representative right here. So that's really shaped how I operate and I move throughout the world. The Bay Area and Oakland specifically is definitely like melting pot of the Bay Area. There are so many types of people, food, cultures, neighborhoods where I'm from. And I think that that's led me to always have a super open mindset and be very receptive to how other people move throughout the world as well. I wouldn't trade that for anything. I think that if anything, I'm just hoping that I can raise my son to operate in the same way throughout the world. I went to um, OUSD, Oakland Unified School District, pretty much my entire tenure in middle school. I actually had lived with my dad for a while, and I went to schools where he lived in the suburbs. But generally, I have been a city girl through and through my entire life. It's definitely molded and shaped me into being very savvy and street savvy and having common sense, not just book smarts, but also a lot of common sense. When you grow up in a city and a city environment, you've got to know how to move and be on your P's and Q's, right? And watch your back and, be strong and know how to take care of yourself. And that's something that my parents for sure instilled in me, as well as my community. Additionally, I also have albinism. And albinism very much affects your vision. So it was incredibly important for my parents that I was able to move and navigate through life on my own. Poor vision be damned. That's something that I think that they were very successful at doing in regard to my childhood for sure. Y'all, I got some man. Okay, I got some man. I have a husband. My husband is for sure my soulmate. We both met um, a long time ago now, about 16 years ago at Howard University on Howard University's campus. You could definitely say we're college sweethearts for sure. We got there in a roundabout way, but we are for sure each other's soulmates and college sweethearts. And oh my gosh, when you've been in a relationship with someone for super duper long and you've known someone and been their friend for forever, it's so funny to become older together and then grow up and realize how far you've come from being those kids for sure. Like I often think about like us being like ratchet and ridiculous around DC. And this is also before we were a couple too. So I'm just like, oh my gosh, together we were ratchet, but we were also separately ratchet. That's like really a shame. That's so crazy. Something else that's super important to know about me is that I am Christian. I do believe in God. I believe in Jesus. I believe that there is, that they are the higher powers. Now, I'm not a Christian nationalist. So, hey, not the same, but not the same. Okay, but I am Christian. I do believe in the Word, and I know one thing: my Lord and Savior has never forsaken me. So you probably won't catch me switching up anytime soon. No. Now, in terms of hobbies and stuff like that, I really enjoy reading. I enjoy writing, the written language. I love cooking. I really enjoy cooking. And I'm secretly really good at baking. I don't bake as often as I would like to just because one, baking is time consuming and it is tedious no matter how much you enjoy it. Additionally, though, like I just don't need all those sweets in my house because they will be eaten up by me. My husband's not a sweets guy. He's definitely like a food, savory meats and potatoes kind of guy. I like mostly everything. So yeah, my favorite food though, I would have to say it's probably Asian foods. like as a whole category. Really enjoy sushi if we're gonna be transparent. But yeah, I love like all kinds of Asian foods, um, Thai, Japanese, Chinese, um, Southeast Asian foods. I'm just like kind of obsessed, to be honest with you. Something that I'm hoping to get more into this year is Caribbean foods. There just weren't like a ton of places I feel like when I was growing up that were super accessible to me. And I also feel like the East Coast definitely has like the better Caribbean food than the West Coast. I will give them that for sure, for sure, for sure. While I did attend Howard University, I'm actually a graduate of San Francisco State University. Go Gators. I had a very tumultuous time trying to earn that degree, but I earned it fair and square about about 10 years after I was supposed to, but I did it, and that's what counts. If I made a goal and I stuck to it, it was definitely one of those by any means necessary situations. And I can joke and laugh about it now, but I was always very transparent with like friends and stuff. Like I have way too much student debt to not finish my degree. I'm gonna get I'm gonna get something. I'm from around the block. I'm leaving with something, like Denzel said. Okay. I also know a lot of times when people do these get ready with me, they talk about like what they like to watch on TV and stuff. And no lie, like I'm not actually a huge TV and film girly. Like I enjoy YouTube because I really like reality and reality based things. Like I will like devour a documentary like if I'm sitting to watch something. But as terms of like tons of series and stuff, I like some. I don't love everything. Like I love you know, the Game of Thrones, House of Dragons of the worlds, the Bridgertons. Like guilty pleasure would definitely be like some of the Real Housewives franchises for sure. But I'm also old school, so I love a throwback Housewives of Atlanta moment, and Real Housewives of New York for sure. Like so freaking good. Yeah, for sure. I also really need them to bring back like Bad Girls Club. I really thought I was gonna be on Bad Girls Club one day. I'm really glad that I was never on Bad Girls Club. Something else cool to talk about is like in terms of like music. I am a music lover. I love music. I love all kinds of music. The only one that I'm not a huge fan of is like country, but I do like some country. Um yeah, and I feel like it's become more dynamic as well, so I'm starting to enjoy different kind of like types of country music if you will, which is nice. I'm a rap and hip hop girly through and through. Like my parents were younger when they had me like products of like the hip hop era. So that's really what I grew up on and I'm obsessed with. That being said, I will do some oldies. Okay, I like some 60s and 70s like classic R&B. That's like totally my vibe as well. If anything, I just don't necessarily love a ton of new rap and hip hop. I like some artists, right? Like, but I don't love a ton of it because you don't even know what they're talking about half the time. I think also, like, I'm from like a super fun party area, like the um late 2010s and early 2010s and like the 2000s was like a time, an era. Okay, I just don't think it can be beat in terms of like more contemporary music. So yeah, you're gonna be hard pressed to see me listen to some new rap and hip hop for sure. It's really not gonna happen. Yeah, I am also interested in getting like a postgraduate degree of some sort. And stay tuned. I do have some things in the works that I'm working on and working towards. So we'll see how those things pan out. It took me a while to really determine like what exactly I'm interested in and how exactly I was going to get there. But as I've gotten older and I had the opportunity to really dive into like business operations, as well as business acumen kind of aspect in my old role, I really determined that I'm interested in, you know, using business operations and supply chain operations as a way to move into corporate strategy, corporate fashion, or corporate beauty. That's really where I think my expertise will lie. I believe because I've worked in different types of beauty as well as apparel retail. I have a good grasp on the consumer and what the consumer likes, especially as a certified shopaholic myself, or reformed shopaholic, probably reformed shopaholic. And I definitely want to be one of the decision makers in the room. This is really extra, but somebody might be interested, maybe not. I'm a Pisces sun, Libra rising, and Aquarius moon, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, Aquarius moon. So definitely like dreamy kind of sort of vibes, but I am grounded in a bit of reality there with having the Aquarius moon and being a Libra rising for sure. And I see it too all the times. I'm definitely more of a risk averse Pisces. I'm not just full on dreamy and gonna like go dive deep into the water. I'm gonna ask a ton of questions first before I go dive deep in the water and start dreaming about some shit. Like that's just my vibe. The only thing that I'm not risk averse about is investments. Yeah. Well, what else? It's really important for me to note here too. I love fashion and I love beauty. I'm obsessed. I was always into clothes and fashions and stuff like that, styling. However, I got into makeup and beauty specifically into my like mid 20s. So it's really when I got into it. I didn't even start wearing makeup until I was in college and like in my 20s, really, like consistently wear makeup. I didn't even wear makeup really to prom. I just wasn't interested. I also will say though, as someone who has albinism, it was actually hard to find stuff that made sense for me and my specific features as a woman with albinism. There are different types of albinism, and some of us are fair, some of us are, a little bit dark, like neutral. Okay. I also have what's considered to be like yellow albinism, so my features are more yellowly blonde as opposed to white blonde. But when I would try different types of makeup and stuff, where they would put it on me, like say at a MAC counter or something, sometime, at least in the past, it would be like super bright and white. Like I remember I have this one picture I had on this MAC powder that they suggested, and the flashback was crazy, and I looked for real like Casper the Friendly Ghost. Like I know that was gonna make my cousin heck a crack up, but like I really did look like Casper the Friendly Ghost. And so I do my own makeup and have been doing so for, over a decade now. And I don't think I'll quit because I just think I do my own makeup the best, honestly. Thank you all for hanging out with me. If you want to see more content like this, let me know in the comments. Let me know what type of content specifically you want to see. Be sure to follow me on TikTok and Instagram as well. Same handle, Honey Dip Diamond. I look forward to talking to y'all soon. Bye.